Hello. This is just a Loom. This isn't a teaching Loom. This is a Loom to document what I'm doing and to see if there's a better way to do it. So I am creating the images. I'm not creating the images. I am assigning the amount of images we want in each of our articles. And when I did start this, I went over to through SERP Analyzer, and I was using that to see the average of how many images were on the top 10 search results in Google. But then I ran out of credits. And I wasn't sure if we wanted to continue to use credits or if we just wanted to use a few credits here and there, or what we want to do with that. Because I did search the internet. I did search for a free tool to do the same thing, to just see what the average amount of images is in the top results in Google. I didn't find one, and I don't think it's worth my time as a step on its own to look through and determine the amount of images. I don't even think it'd be worth it, even if I were doing it at the same time that I'm searching for the what's the word? Excuse me. For the visuals, and I just at that time sat there and averaged, or got at least a feel for the average of the images. I mean, that's where I could see it might be worth my time to do, but I'm not even sure that would be worth my time to do any sort of manual scraping of Google SERPs. Now, you might have a different opinion, and I would love to hear your opinion on that, whether it would be worth my time to do that. Because I think there is a benefit from doing that, which is I also just get to really get the feel for each of the articles that is ranking, which and I think that is very valuable, because what would I call them? They would be the statistics we're looking at to determine what makes an article valuable to Google, and to determine why it's ranking, which is, word count. We look at word count. We look at the number of images. We also use cluster AI, and that just basically tells us how many times people are searching for that word. So we're using those kind of metrics to determine what is valuable for the search inquiry and for Google. And I think those things can help, but I think that there's another level to be achieved, like another level to be understood, rather, when you really just look at the web pages themselves, because you're able to see all of the words in context. So in the grand scheme of the website, you're able to say, oh, like, this is what kind of website this is how the website is organized, and this is how this web page fits into the website. You're able to see that. You're able to read some of the article or the page. If it's not an article, if it's a blog, or if it's another form, then you're able to read it and get a feel for what type of page it is. And you are also able to even look at the visual, which is not really what that we're putting that onto the deploy team. So that wouldn't necessarily pertain to me and my team, but you can see the visual, see how the layout looks, and get a feel for that as you read through as you look through and read the articles and web pages that are already ranking in Google. So this has kind of been a long video, but these are the questions that I'm asking to try and determine what we want to do as 10x Flow, and rather than just choosing a process, which I think is valuable in a lot of cases, and sometimes I do just do it. I'm taking a moment to take a step back and look at the big picture and think about what's going to be most valuable for us. What's going to be most valuable for us in the long run. So let me now show you just a little bit how I'm doing this. So in-home care services, let's go over to through, and I can go back and look at my search history, or my scrape history is what they call it here. And let me find that first one again. So we have in-home care services with, and Nero wrote it. So in-home care services. Let me go find that. I'm just gonna go Control F, in-home care services. We're gonna view it, so it'll pull it up. Now, wow, you can see the cute little images. Oh, that's adorable. So these are the SERP insights. So there are 1,941 words on average in the top 10, and there are 8 images on average in the top 10. So I just went ahead and assumed that 3 of those images would be part of the header and footer. So I subtracted 3 and came up with 5 images required. And when I was creating a target word count, I also looked at this this SERP analysis. Oh no, that's the wrong one. This SERP analysis, and saw that the average word count was about just under 2,000. So I upped that a little bit for us, since we are really writer focused, and we really think our writers can bring value. And so I went up to 2,200. Now it's interesting to note that the top 10 and the top 3 often have very different amounts. So in the top 3, which is really where we want to be, we need to be on the top page to really move the needle. But in the top 3 is where we really want to be. The longest article only had 1,800 words, and 800 words was the average. Now, if we do look at the top 3, we'll probably see that so here's the first organic search result. In-home supportive services, IHSS program. So this is a .gov. These types of programs can be authorized by the ISS or IHSS. We have one from the home care services for visiting angels. And we have another one, home care services for Medline Plus. And let's go ahead and open up. Oh, oops. We'll go ahead and open up those top 2 ranking search results and just look at them. How do I open it? There we go. I'll go ahead and start this other one opening too. Okay, I tried to middle click. Middle click doesn't work. You got to left click. So here's the search page that's ranking. That has not very many words. So here we go. Home care services. So home care makes aging in place possible for millions of seniors every year. Great. So it's talking about home care. It gives an introductory few paragraphs, and we're going to see the headings. It says home care for seniors. Choosing the right type of home care will ensure your loved ones' comfort and improve their quality of life. So under the home care for seniors, they then offer several different services that Visiting Angels is able to offer. So that's where they give their offer for those services. Senior care that is personalized. Now this is also what Amy's Eden offers. They offer personalized services. So this is something that's really relevant to us. Our goal is simple. We want to make services that are enjoyable. Home care assistance. With home care assistance, it's easy to get started, and that's it. They just include like 3 subheadings and 1 H1, and that's the end of the article. Then it's just a Q&A, pretty long Q&A, and then their footer. Now it looks like they do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 photos. I wonder if these appear to be. Now I'm not a web page expert, but if I hit F11, I think. Nope, not F11, F12. That'll bring up the elements, and we can see. Well, we could look through here and find how many. Anyway, I was hoping to just be able to see what counts as images in this web page, but it appears to me that all these 5 and these 5 are all images, which they needn't necessarily be displayed in this way. They could be, and if but these are all footer images, and I think these would be footer images too. So our writers wouldn't need to worry about those. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 images, 6 images here on their Visiting Angels one. Here on the ca.gov, California Department of Social Services, I'm going to just quickly inspect their page too. So they have, as far as article goes, they have their H1 in-home supportive services, IHSS program. And they come at it with, feels like less of emotional appeal. They say the IHSS program will help pay for services provided to you so that you can remain safe in your own home. Certainly there's a little bit of emotional appeal in there. Selling on the emotion, but it's not the same emotional appeal and the same wow factor, I think, as what Visiting Angels has. So let me pause this and think. So yeah, I looked at this article. It's a fairly short article. It has the H1 and 3 H2s, and then just some information. It actually only has 1 image in the body of the text. There could be several others. It looks like maybe 3 outside of the body of the text. But there's only one textual article. One image in the text. So, yeah, this is interesting. This is really interesting. I will note that this is a .gov website, so often for informational purposes, .govs have a higher authoritativeness in Google's EAT or EAT doctrine, you could call it their EAT doctrine. I like that. But so this .gov site might not need as many images to rank because they are a .gov and California.gov site. In any case, that's what I'm looking that does already kind of match what I was expecting when I put 5 articles as the minimum amount of images required. 5 images as the minimum amount of images required for that article. And I did that for several of the first ones. I can't remember if it was 4 or 5. And then after that, I just used the information that I already understood about this content series to try and fill in the rest. And so that brings me to the point that, do we want to just continue using this through and just purchase, because you can purchase oh no, that's not click buy credits. You can purchase either through a monthly plan, which the credits are less expensive, or you can do one-time purchase. And do we want to just drop a one-time purchase of $100 for 500 credits, or do we want to just do it as we go with $1 per search, and just do 20 credits here and there, and maybe even just do it for now and see if there's a better option later down the road. Anyway, I've brought up a lot of questions and given few answers. So to try to end with a few answers, what I would most likely suggest at the moment is to get either one of these bundle, like pay as you go bundles, either the 20 or the 100 credits, and just continue to use this for a little while longer, just in the same way, through several more content series, and see where we go, see where we get from there. That's what I would suggest in the way of required images for our articles.